In Miami, former agent Kyra is watching the room where her target is hiding. The man is commanding a group of soldiers who are currently looking for a guy in a different building. They break in with a smoke grenade and search every room to no avail. The man approaches the window while wondering why their intel was wrong, only for Kyra to pull out a gun and shoot him in the head from afar. On the guy's computer, it's seen that the soldiers were looking for Kyra's husband Isaac. Meanwhile, former agent Isaac is taking care of his 4-year-old son KY. After he puts on his hearing aids, Isaac hears KY asking if the scars on his body are from fighting bad guys. Isaac answers yes and explains that Kyra is still out there fighting them, that's why she can't live with them. Later, KY falls asleep and Isaac listens to the song they played at his wedding while remembering such an important moment. The next day, while leaving the house, Isaac notices a mysterious car passing by. He drives downtown with KY, who sings his father's favorite songs in the backseat. When Isaac tries to park, another car cuts in and almost makes him crash. The other driver just insults him before leaving. At the bank, Isaac notices extra withdrawal fees and gets into an argument with the clerk. While Isaac is distracted, KY wanders off. Suddenly 3 robbers burst into the building and shoot at the ceiling, making everyone panic. While the robbers start knocking people down, Isaac tries to call KY, but the boy is too scared to move. A robber tells Isaac to back off, but Isaac stays calm and asks him to at least let KY go to him. The robber points his gun at the kid, so Isaac tells him to cover his ears and close his eyes. Isaac then removes his hearing aids and jumps ahead to take out all the robbers with just a few moves, saving all the victims. He picks up KY and leaves the building, noticing that the security cameras recorded it all. Meanwhile, in Mexico, G7 Secretary General Jack watches the news and learns that the Office of the Inspector General will investigate Jack's past as head of the CIA, since it's believed he's a spy. At that moment, his assistant Patrick brings him an important report: Kyra has killed another former agent of a team called Shadow Force. It turns out Jack commanded the Shadow Force when he was in the CIA and sent them to do the dirty jobs. Kyra and Isaac used to be part of the Shadow Force, but now Kyra has taken on the mission to kill her old teammates. Of the original 12 members, there are only 5 left. Patrick also tells Jack that Isaac was caught by a bank's security cameras. Watching the footage, Jack notices KY and realizes that the couple left the team because Kyra got pregnant and they wanted to protect their son. Jack sends out his men to catch the couple and puts a $50 million bounty on their heads. In Spain, Agent Annie watches her boyfriend and teammate Unk play basketball while receiving some information on Jack through her earpiece. Unk gets rather aggressive during an argument with another player, so Andy calls him over and reminds him they're supposed to be undercover. It turns out they both work for the Inspector General and are looking for former Shadow Force members. At that moment, Andy receives the bank footage too. At the G7 Command Center, Jack meets with some of the most important leaders in the world to discuss his scandal. He explains that 8 years ago, the US government asked him to lead a top-secret program called Shadow Force, which would carry out classified missions all over the world. Agents Isaac and Kyra fell in love, but this was against the rules, so they left the organization. They took very sensitive intel with them, so there's been a bounty on their heads for a while. Because of the recent scandal, Jack has doubled the bounty to accelerate their elimination. In the meantime, Isaac and KY escape to Colombia. After crossing the forest, they reach an old flooded cabin where they'll hide for a while. Isaac makes sure that the place is empty before letting his son in. That night during dinner, KY asks Isaac why he took his hearing aids off before fighting the bad guys. Isaac explains that the lack of noise helps him concentrate. KY wants to know if his dad ever was a bad guy, so Isaac says that in the past both he and Kyra were bad guys thinking they were good. But nowadays they only do good. In Miami, Kyra also receives the bank footage and gets emotional when she sees her son again after a long time. She thinks about a night 4 years ago when she was taking care of Isaac's wounds. They had already left the organization, but they were being chased by Jack's men, which put KY in danger. Isaac wanted to rejoin the team to protect his wife and son, but Kyra thought it was a bad idea. She revealed that Jack and her used to be casual naughty partners. However, he fell in love with her and asked for more. Since she turned him down, he demoted her and sent her on increasingly dangerous missions. Since this was personal, she doubted that Isaac's return would appease Jack. That night Kyra decided to take out the entire team and Jack himself while Isaac stayed hidden with their son. Once all their enemies were down, she would rejoin her family and they could live in peace. In the present, Kyra sends an encrypted message to Auntie about the bank incident, and Auntie agrees to help her. Auntie informs Unk that they're abandoning this mission and looking for Isaac instead. After all, they're only following the former agents to get dirt on Jack, and Isaac can provide that as well. In the middle of the night, Isaac wakes up when he hears a noise. He searches the house with his gun ready and sees wet footprints on the floor. Suddenly someone jumps on him and disarms him, so a fight ensues. The intruder is Kyra, who scolds Isaac for blowing his cover and putting KY at risk while they continue to fight. They hit each other using any object available and even the wall. Furniture gets destroyed, yet the couple doesn't stop until they discover that KY has been watching them all along. At first the boy doesn't recognize Kyra, but when she tells him that she's his mama, he finally hugs her and says he's missed her. Meanwhile, Jack has gathered the remaining Shadow Force agents at his house and announces that the bounty for Kyra and Isaac has been doubled to 100. He also offers them all the support they may need to carry out the mission. Thanks to a spy named Avery, Jack has the necessary intel for the agents to find the runaway couple. In the morning, Kyra is surprised to discover that her son sleepwalks. She tells Isaac that she killed all the agents that came too close to finding him, but now Jack has officially gathered the group and they'll hunt the couple soon. Isaac decides it's time to fight back, however they'll need help. Kyra says they could ask Andy and Unk, but Isaac disagrees, pointing out that since those two work for the government their hands will be tied. Another argument ensues and an angry Isaac walks off. Moments later, the couple goes to the basement to practice their shooting. Kyra hits the target right in the center, but Isaac is off by a few inches. He reminds his wife that he hasn't been active like she has, so he's out of practice. However, Kyra continues to tease him, saying he's always been a bad shooter and showing off the scar on her shoulder caused by one of his missed shots. After she leaves the room, Isaac opens fire again, and this time he perfectly hits the center. Afterward, Isaac agrees to work with Auntie and Unk, so Kyra shows him the powerful tactical car she brought with her. They have to wait until Annie contacts them, so in the meantime they have to stay on the move. Soon Kyra and Unk get on a plane to Columbia. During the flight, Annie watches a secret camera she has on a Shadow Force agent and notices him change subjects from illegal activities to the weather. She wonders if someone tipped him off, but Unk thinks the guy is just trying to keep his cover. In the car, Kyra and KY sing Isaac's favorite song. However, they aren't very good, so he turns off one of his hearing aids. When the car enters a foggy area, the radar detects other vehicles following them. Kyra immediately hides KY in a secret compartment, telling him to wait patiently while his parents take care of some bad guys. She also puts headphones on him so they can keep in touch. Now that KY is safe, Isaac starts driving faster. The enemies surround them on both sides, revealing to be 6 men on bikes. They open fire with bright flares, which break the car's windows. One lands on the hood and Isaac loses visibility for a while, allowing another car to catch up to them. Suddenly a truck comes true and destroys the other car before hitting the couple's vehicle from behind. As the bikes come closer, the truck opens fire with normal bullets, so Kyra opens the roof hatch and starts shooting back. After the truck hits the car again, Isaac has to start going even faster. Kyra's bullets do nothing on the truck because it's bulletproof, so she shoots a grenade instead and the front of the truck catches on fire. Isaac moves the car to the side and the truck appears next to them, allowing Kyra to set its back on fire too. Soon the truck blows up and Isaac drives around the resulting explosion. Unfortunately, the road is blocked and more men are waiting for them with open fire. A bullet destroys a tire and the car starts sliding on the road until it reaches the hill, where it rolls down and falls into the river. A few moments later, Jack's whole team is searching the river for the bodies. However, the family has already escaped and is hiding in the woods. The trio moves to hide in an abandoned mine and the couple agrees there must be a mole who gave away their location. Kyra tells Isaac that she's always watched them and Isaac confirms he knows she once touched his neck in a crowd. The next morning, Isaac wakes up and finds Kyra gone. Meanwhile, Jack is furious because his team couldn't find the bodies, which means the couple is still out there. He takes out his anger by fighting Patrick and Parker, who try to defend themselves. However, Jack is still a great fighter and easily knocks them down before firing them. At that moment, Jack gets a call from Avery, who has intel on Kyra and Isaac. Jack rehires Patrick and Parker and tells them to get moving. On the plane, Jack is surprised to get a call from Kyra and makes his men track the call. She offers to meet him at his private island so they can solve their issues in private, but if he doesn't accept or keeps threatening her family, she'll leak all his secrets to the government. After Jack agrees to meet her, Kyra throws away the phone and gets on a boat. Downtown, Auntie and Unk get in their van only to freeze when Isaac appears in the back seat with a gun and KY next to him. Isaac thinks the couple gave away their location, but they swear they're on his side. The moment is very tense, however they can't help laughing when KY asks for music. Auntie plays a song for the boy before telling Isaac that they've been helping Kyra since she started her hunt years ago. They don't know where she is now, but Isaac concludes she wants to face Jack alone to protect her family. Unk and Auntie agree to take Isaac and KY to their safe house for now. At the private island, Patrick and Parker make sure Kyra isn't armed before letting her meet Jack. She starts flirting with him and gets close while asking for privacy, so Jack makes his men leave the room. Kyra then pretends to get affectionate only to steal the gun he keeps hidden in his jacket. Pushing Jack back, she opens fire until he collapses. Patrick and Parker come back when they hear the shots, but she immediately makes them drop to the ground and leave their weapons. Unfortunately, Jack is fine because he's wearing a bulletproof vest under his shirt. As he recovers, his men surround Kyra and disarm her. She tries to run to the beach, but the shadow agents immediately start beating her up and capture her, allowing Jack to slap her. At the safe house, Isaac hears a knock and moves to open the door, which suddenly explodes. The former shadow agents burst in and punch Isaac before throwing him down the stairs. When he tries to stand up, he gets kicked in the chest and thrown to the lower floor. At the island, a restrained Isaac is dropped next to Kyra, who is also tied up. Patrick and Parker have KY, who is taken to another room. Soon the agents also bring a restrained Anti while revealing that Unk's real name is Avery, meaning he's been the mole all along. Jack rants about the couple's betrayal and says he wants to kill them in front of KY because the kid could become a member of a new Shadow Force. Kyra cries as she tells all the other agents how Jack abused his position to push her into an affair and sent her on insane missions. At that moment Patrick and Parker come back without the kid. They point their guns at Jack, revealing they're undercover government agents while making the other guards drop their weapons. Anti laughs because she's known there was another group going after Jack for a while, but she didn't tell Unk since lately he'd been acting suspicious. When one of the Shadow agents tries to grab his weapon, Parker immediately shoots him in the head, which causes Anti, Isaac, and Kyra to laugh. The other Shadow agents share a look and reach for their guns as one of them throws a grenade. The three heroes see this coming and jump to take cover. Chaos ensues as everyone opens fire and Patrick is quickly shot down. Jack is shot in the back and has to run to hide. Anti jumps on an agent and stabs him with his own knife. Kyra and Isaac manage to take the weapons that the guards dropped earlier and fire back with Parker, who gets wounded on his hip as he runs out of ammo. Then Anti brings him extra bullets and asks him for KY's location so she can save him while Parker gets Jack. Unk takes advantage of the chaos to escape with a bag of money. When Parker recovers, an agent tackles him and starts fighting him on the ground. They exchange multiple blows and the agent manages to stab him, but now she's close enough for Parker to steal her gun and shoot her in the head. In the room, another female agent sees that this is going nowhere and leaves. Kyra notices that a fallen guy has another grenade so she shoots it to cause a big explosion. She and Isaac jump out while the two last agents get severely wounded, so they run away too. When Jack comes out of hiding, Parker tries shooting him from behind and runs out of ammo again. Jack shoots him back to bring him to his knees, however he also runs out of bullets and can't kill him, so he walks off. Meanwhile Unk tries to reach the boat and finds KY, who calls him out for being a bad guy. This distraction allows Anti to sneak behind Unk and capture him in a chokehold while telling KY to wait around the corner. Then Anti starts beating Unk up, unaware KY is watching anyway. Kyra finds the female agent inside the house and they fire at each other before deciding to fight hand to hand. They fall through the wall and continue their battle on the deck, where they exchange a bunch of hits and kicks before Kyra manages to grab a knife, which she uses to stab her enemy's neck before kicking her down. At the same time Isaac finds two agents on the shore trying to escape and shoots their bags of money to make them chase after him. He waits behind a wall and watches their shadows until they're close enough to open fire. A bullet hits a gas can and the explosion sets an agent on fire, throwing him into the ocean. The other agent immediately runs away. Then Isaac returns to the main room and finds Kyra, Isaac, and KY. Kyra wants to leave but Isaac says that they'll be hunted again, so they need to end this for good by killing Jack. The couple leaves KY under Anti's care and runs to get on a boat to go after Jack, who is on his own boat escaping with the last agent. A chase ensues with both boats driving incredibly fast and opening fire at the same time. After lots of sudden turns, Jack starts pushing his boat against Kyra's, causing Isaac to fall. He hangs onto the edge and shoots a few more bullets before climbing back up. Kyra joins the shooting while also pushing the boat, which keeps Jack distracted. Soon his boat crashes into another vessel and the impact sends it flying to the shore, where it explodes when it crashes. In case their enemies have escaped the explosion, the couple also goes to the shore to look for them. Isaac enters the woods and finds the last agent, so after a few shots they start fighting hand to hand. There's a lot of struggle and the agent even throws Isaac against a tree, but he never gives up and continues fighting, which forces the agent to pull out a sword. Isaac takes off his hearing aids, which helps him fight more efficiently and bring down the guy, who gets stabbed to death. Nearby there's a wedding party happening, so Jack crashes it and shoots at the ceiling to make the crowd run away. Kyra hears the shots and the screaming and follows them to the wedding place, where she finds Jack drinking. He shoots at the decorations to cause a small explosion that throws Kyra back. She quickly recovers and starts fighting Jack, who is a very skilled warrior and manages to bring her down after lots of effort. At that moment Isaac comes in and doesn't hear Kyra's warning, so when he turns around he finds Jack holding her at gunpoint. Kyra keeps talking until she manages to make him hear listen, which causes him to put away his gun. He also puts on his hearing aids and discovers that their wedding song is playing on the speakers. Then Kyra looks at her shoulder as a sign to let him open fire. Isaac shoots Jack through her wife's shoulder and Kyra is freed, so she uses the chance to shoot him as well. While Jack's body falls in the pool, the couple reunites with a kiss. 6 months later, KY gets to have a normal birthday party. Kyra gets a call from Anti, who has quit her government job and plans to start a better version of the Shadow Force based on integrity. She invites the couple to join, but Kyra only says maybe someday. Afterward Isaac rests his head on Kyra's lap and is happy to learn she's pregnant. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.